Your favorite fat boys.
Man, what a truck, bitch!
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. the Mastodon of Rap, a.k.a. your Lyricist Lounge Lizard.
Lyricist Lounge Lizard. Funky.
You know it.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the podcast. So today we're going to talk about recent versus battle that everybody's talking about right now, which was the Lox versus Dipset. Did you tune in?
I tuned into the video that you showed me.
So you haven't watched none of the versus battles?
No, I'm sorry. And I definitely wouldn't watch one with Dipset because I didn't like Dipset. And putting them up against the Lox is no fair to the Lox because Dipset sucks.
Well, I can't defend Dipset today. I am a Dipset fan. I said so before on the show numerous times before. But this was a very uneven match, I feel like.
Yeah, very much so.
And given like their styles of rap and their stage presence, and even in their style like in wardrobe, it's very, very different. You know, I think Dipset's appeal was, you know, they're flashy. You know, they had some catchy tunes back in the early 2000s, and Cameron was like I won't say he was a top MC per se, but people were mentioning Cam's name up there. Now, does it take away from the Lox? Because all three are no slouch.
Not a single one of them.
Jada,
Styles,
P,
and Chic.
no slouch, none whatsoever. And just watching how that battle unfolded, because they opened up, like Jadakiss opened like with 3 songs that he did solo himself. And they were both from like their group albums.
Right.
And the tone he set and the energy he was bringing was kind of like, what they up to? Like, you know, because Styles and Chic weren't, you know, rapping on these songs. And then he came up with this freestyle like 10, 11 years old that he did on a Green Lanterns mixtape. And he did the mic at the end. It was just over with.
Yeah, as far as lyricists go, no one in Dipset can touch anybody in the Lox. Not a single person.
I would agree with you there.
Said no Cameron, no Jewel Santana, no Jim fucking Jones.
What you got against Jim Jones?
I don't understand how that motherfucker got famous. Ballin'!
That's on their age well.
At all.
It didn't age well. It was popular when it came out, but like it just didn't age well. Like he did perform that song. And it's cool for his work, but certain songs just don't age well. We all know.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
But, you know, but I guess you got to perform because of the fanfare. So, but I was definitely excited about this. So I was like, they come out with some hits. And the songs that Dipset did not play, I feel as though they should have played, give, you know, some that were, you know, definitely some bangers and things like that. But they were a different route. And you can tell that they didn't rehearse together too much.
Right.
Because they kind of were just, they were kind of doing their own thing all over the place and everything. But the last though, they said they rehearsed. They took it as a real.
Oh, yeah,
They took it very seriously. And they said that even when they rehearsed, they played one of their joints and then went to a song of theirs to get them in that mindset of the actual versus battle. And something I read too that I think would have just destroyed, because they played Madison Square Garden. That place would have came down. They wanted to bring out Puffy, followed by the Benjamins.
Oh, yeah.
At the last minute, they decided not to. And then they even wanted to bring out Mace for a song, and they decided not to the last minute. And if they brought Puff out, all about the Benjamins, that place would have just went berserk. And then they were playing I'm From New York, that song with Jarron, Fat Joe, and Jadakiss. And you can see, like, and Fat Joe's in the crowd. You can see him get hype and everything like that. And they look at him like he about to perform his verse from the song and everything. Now, he never did, but if he did, I would have been like, that was tough. To get on stage real quick and go back in the audience.
Right, yeah.
So, but yeah, the versus battle was tough. I can't wait to see who they're going to do next. Who do you think will be a good versus matchup? Like either R&B or hip-hop?
Well, I would say I would put 2 lyrical folks together. So I would say Method Man and Black Thought.
Method Man and Redman already did one together.
Oh, okay. Well,
Let's keep Black Thought. Who could Black Thought go against?
I mean, lyrically, there's only a few people who could go up against Black Thought lyrically. Talib Kweli, Eminem, and Mos Def. At least that same type of energy and that technical lyrical skill. Those are about the only three that I can see that can go up against Black Thought.
I would like to see Mos Def and Black Thought go. I would really enjoy that. Now there's been a back and forth debate about who would Jay-Z battle, and so the one name that keep popping up is a lot of people saying Drake.
They are sort of in a similar category as far as lyricism goes. Jay-Z over Drake all day, and I wasn't even a huge Jay-Z fan, but yeah, they are in a similar category that you could put them up against each other as far as rapping goes and the type of music they make.
I think Jay-Z got too many hits.
Oh yeah, I mean he definitely has way too many hits. But
we talking about from '96 to 2021. Well, he hasn't put out anything new recently, but
right, yeah, I know the versus battles are more about the hits. I'm thinking more of just as rappers, their lyrical style. Yeah. They're more closely related than Jay-Z versus anybody else.
I think a better matchup would be Drake and Kanye.
Yeah, I can see that one.
I think that'd be a better matchup just because Kanye has his point in time he's doing auto tune.
Yeah,
Drake is already like a half rapper, half singer type person anyway. So
can't do either of them well.
Oh God. But yeah, I think those two will be a good matchup. R&B wise, Mary J. Blige.
So who could go up against Mary J. Blige
Yeah.
as far as hits? Who was a sort of poppy R&B singer that had as many hits as Mary?
Now they said that they threw in there. I don't think this happened though. Tony Braxton.
I could see Mary J. Blige was Tony Braxton because they definitely have a similar amount of hits.
Mm.
Tony was all over it as far as more along the love songs as the 90s and early 2000s. And Mary J. Blige is more of a poppy party music type thing with a few love songs in between. But yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, as far as hits go, there's not a lot of people who had as many hits as Mary J. Blige.
And Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be good. It'd definitely be a good fight. Not a good fight. A good match because I've seen the video of Mary J's performance and she puts on a show. She puts on a show.
Honestly, no, I got another who would be a very good versus battle against Mary J. Blige. Brandy.
Brandy won against Monica.
Oh. I don't watch the versus battles. I don't know.
It's for the culture. Watch it for the culture.
I don't watch the versus battles. Well, then I guess it's strike Brandy off the list then. Damn it. Well, Tony Braxton it is.
Yeah. Brandy, I think Brandy had a lot of hits too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prince or Michael Jackson.
That's not even a competition with Mary J. Blige because ain't nobody touching Prince or Michael Jackson.
If they did versus though, who do you think would win?
Either Prince or Michael Jackson. If they were both going up against Mary J. Blige.
No, I'm talking about just them two.
Oh, them two versus each other?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Prince doesn't have nearly as many hits as Michael Jackson. I mean, as far as musicality goes, I would give it to Prince all day, but if we just going based off the hits, Prince doesn't have nearly as many hits as Michael Jackson. Said Michael Jackson got white bitches in Europe fainting just at the very mention of his presence.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, you got to go through a lot of rappers and a lot of R&B singers,
right?
But I don't think Jay-Z's gonna do one though.
I mean,
I don't think there's really nobody updated with him.
I mean, as far as hits go, I mean, there's other artists who have more hits than Jay-Z.
Oh shit, yeah,
I mean,
more number ones.
Yeah, Eminem comes to mind because he definitely has more number ones than Jay-Z. And at one point in time, he was the highest selling hip hop artist in the game.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know if that's still the case, but it might be. I think at some point Drake might have overtook him, and then it went back and forth.
Yeah, probably so.
So yeah, I mean, there's a few artists who have more hits than Jay-Z.
I think one missed opportunity for the versus battle with the Lox and Dipset was that Cameron and Jadakiss both did their verses from the Attention remix with Bone Crusher.
Oh yeah.
They were on that together.
Yeah, they were.
So I think if they could have formed that would be something to see.
I guess Cameron didn't add anything to that.
You gotta leave Cam alone.
I'm sorry. You know the energy of the Bone Crusher song, and Cameron did not bring that same energy. You have to agree with that. The energy,
no, he did not.
The energy that everybody was bringing to that song, he did not have that same.
I think no person master energy really was Busta.
Yeah,
Busta's that type of rapper. Like Jadakiss, he's laid back, but his verse though was really consistent.
Yeah. So Cameron, so you got this beat that's booming at like 90 BPMs, and Cameron is like, yo, I'm gonna do my thing.
I'm gonna go slow with the beat. So next versus battle, I don't know who's gonna compete, but this was definitely a surprise. And now they're gonna go on tour supposedly. They start sometime in September. Okay,
I may have to check versus battle out. Because again,
shit, for the culture, we are part of the. We are trying to be for the culture.
For the culture,
yes,
for the culture.
There you go. I bring you the hot shit. You gotta at least be part of it.
I do enough research for the episode.
True. So with the versus battle going on, I proposed a question to Stefan. I said, give me your top 5 favorite verses of all time. It's gonna be this definitely could be a part 2 kind of episode because I know I left out some rappers that I would have put on the list, and we couldn't do 10 because we'd be here all day long.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna try to condense it to 5.
So we got another hit list. We got our top 5 verses, any artist, any rap hip hop artist, and we got a number 6 slot for an honorable mention.
Right. Who want to go first? You want to go first? Oh, you open with me? Okay. All right. So one of my favorite verses is Prodigy. I Shot Your remix.
Okay.
And one of the bars in there, Illuminati with my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep that eye on me. I just thought that was tough because you think about the Illuminati,
right?
The eye trying to keep an eye on me, and I think that was just one of the slickest bars in that whole song. His verse to me is so tough, and I don't think Prodigy gets enough credit as being a lyricist.
Yeah.
At one point in time, people have gave him his flowers, said best after he passed. And said that, he was like one of the best rappers out at one point in time. Oh, yeah.
I mean, a lot of the rappers in the game today give him a lot of props.
Yeah. It was between that and...
And which verse was that out of the song?
The second verse.
Second verse, okay.
This is the second verse. Because Keith Murray, Lord have mercy, he goes in on the first verse. And you kids out there, look at Keith Murray. He can rap his ass off.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, when Prodigy come in, though, Illuminati with my mind, soul, and body. Secret society, trying to keep the eye on me.
All right. My number 5, it was a toss-up, and I ended up giving it to this particular group over my honorable mention, is Run the Jewels, Legend Has It, first verse. Killer Mike and LP, they do a pass-off in the first verse. Killer Mike first comes in. Hear what I say. We in the business today. Fuck shit is finished today. RT and J, we the new PB and J. We dropped a classic today, and they both go the fuck in on that song. And it is so hard when the beat cut in and both Killer Mike and LP, an Atlanta rapper, New York rapper, merged together so fucking well and ripped the fuck out of the whole song. But that first verse comes in the hardest, setting the tone.
Yeah, Killer Mike and rap. I'm not taking enough for LP, but yeah, Killer Mike is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah. Raps his ass off, and LP comes in right behind him, finishes it up for that first verse. Again, the whole song is a banger, but that first verse comes in so damn hard. All right. Number 4.
My number 4 is Lil' Kim, Quiet Storm remix.
Oh, yeah. I took one
of yours?
No, you didn't take one of mine, but I was going to put that on there as number 5.
I had to put a female on here, and I think this is like one of Kim's hardest verses out that she's ever did. She started off, hot damn ho, here we go again. Lies a rock, bitch hard as a cop. This shit not for blocks through hard tops. In the parking lots, with my nigga rock like the spark a lot. And she just goes on in this flow, in this cadence and everything, and she's in pocket.
Right, yeah. It was that coming up and showing that women can do the gangster rapping. She definitely set the precedence that women can do some serious gangster rap.
Yeah. I mean, she's just so in pocket in that verse. It gives you goosebumps listening to it.
My number 4 is a classic. Tupac, Hail Mary, first verse. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. Picture paragraphs unloaded, wise words being quoted, peep the weakness in the rap game and sold it. That whole first fucking verse is ridiculous.
And it is the reason today that you niggas rhyme Hennessy with enemy.
It's ridiculous. Now, by the third verse, energy kind of drops off, and the third verse isn't as good as the first and the second. But that first verse sets the fucking tone.
But he has other artists in that song, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I can understand the kind of the energy dropping off because they have to match his, and I don't think that first verse is tough.
Oh yeah. I mean that come in just fucking phenomenal. So that's my number 4. Number 3.
So one of my favorite songs of all time is Scarface, I Seen a Man Die.
Oh, okay.
One of my absolute favorite songs. I can remember like being like 8 or 9 and watching Rhapsody for the first time. And not get too much background like you said I do. But like the first 3 videos I saw rap were Method Man Bring the Pain, Joyce B.I.G., Big Papa, and Scarface, I Seen a Man Die. And his voice, that video, and the bars just captured me. And I'm like, because those 3 videos are so different.
So which verse?
I would say, the first verse. It is not nothing that's too tough. It's the storytelling that Scarface does.
Right.
And in the whole song itself. And he's, he greets his father with his hands out. Rehabilitated slightly, but glad to be the man's child. The world's different since he's seen it last. Out of jail. Been 7 years, and he's happy that he's free at last. All he had was his mother's letters. Now he's mobile, and he's got to make a change and make it for the better. So it's just him, that storytelling or rap, that style of storytelling is what like really got to capture me, and his voice. Right. It's so dynamic.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's a very distinguished voice. Mm-hmm. So, again, my number 3, again, is another classic and another very lyrical rapper. Method Man, Bring the Pain. That first verse. I came to bring the pain, hardcore from the brain. Let's go inside my astral plane. Find out my mental, based on instrumental records. Hate so I can write my mental methods. I'm not the king, but niggas is decaf. I stick them for the cream. He had so many fucking bars in that first verse and so many clever ass lines, and he comes in so damn hard. I mean, the beat doesn't even start. He starts and the beat comes in with him. So it's fucking ridiculous. I love that song and I love that first verse more than anything. So that's my number 3. Number 2.
So my second is, of course, Jadakiss. And it's from his first album, Kiss the Game Goodbye. And the song is Put Your Hands Up. And he goes, and this is the first verse. It's the Jada. I got beef with the feds and the DA. I got footage in the game, press replay. I got bitches in the club all over me, ma. Take it easy. And y'all scared, I can tell. And I'm gonna get butts like Milwaukee, cause sand I can sell. And that Milwaukee butt sand can sell was being used tirelessly in hip hop. Yeah. Used tirelessly through hip hop, but I think it's one of the better verses.
Oh yeah.
No, better uses of that metaphor. Right. And that build up there.
Yeah, Jadakiss always has some bars.
Yeah. He definitely destroyed I don't say destroyed Dipset, but he set the tone with that freestyle.
Right, yeah.
And when he did the versus battle. So I definitely had to throw in my favorite verses of Jadakiss.
So my number 2, again, is if anybody who's ever watched this podcast knows, I am a fan of Eminem. My number 2 comes from his collaboration, his song, No Love with Lil Wayne. So, I mean, it's technically not even a verse because he does like 36 bars because motherfucker says, fuck it, I'm not doing a chorus. But so Eminem always has some tight bars and some tough verses, but he always ups his A game when he's featured or has a featured artist. Because I think he has that mindset like, ain't nobody going to be better than me on the song. So the verse kicks in, after Lil Wayne does his thing, in the chorus, I'm alive again, more alive than I have been. In my whole entire life, I can see these people's ears perk up as I begin to spaz with the pen. I'm a little bit sicker than most. Shit's finna get thick again. They say the competition is stiff, but I get a hard dick from the shit and I stick it in. He double rhymes, double entendres, just rhyming throughout the whole thing, just boasting about him just being the best there is at what he does, and it's fucking phenomenal. That's my number 2. All right, number 1.
I must say, I like your list. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah. So you brought some classics in there.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. This is what I do.
This motherfucker.
You wanna go ball for ball. Song for song. We can have it back. Hey, now I got plenty of time in my hands. So my number 1 is going to be Beanie Sigel, Feel in the Air.
Okay, I did like that. Yeah. So, yes.
What you got against Beanie Sigel?
I have nothing.
That's Mac, bitch.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Beanie Sigel, but he did have a couple of songs that I do fuck with.
Yeah, when he writes and really puts it to it, like it's that storytelling.
Right.
You know, he may not be, he's not a lyrical heavyweight like Eminem is.
Right.
But he stays in his lane, and he's always in pocket. So the first verse, I mean, Filling the Edge is a classic song. So I can't pick like any bars per se, but just him storytelling what's going on and the video itself, you know, it just captures the words to the song perfectly. And he starts off with intuition setting in like Steve Vision. I still close my eyes, I still see visions. Hear that voice in the back of my mind. So what I do, I still take heed, I still listen. I still paint that perfect picture. I still shine bright like a prism. My words still skipping through air. I know you can't, won't get it. You swear, you niggas chose to ride. That shit sunk with it. I'm still afloat. I'm in on that.
So yeah, I mean, out of all the Beanie Sigel songs, that is one of the ones that I definitely liked. So for my number one, again, it's another classic and another top tier hip hop artist. It's Biggie's verse from Notorious Thugs, his Bone Thugs and Harmony collaboration. Said that verse that he did, fucking masterful. Armed and dangerous, ain't too many can bang with us. Straight up, we no angel dust. Label us notorious. Thug ass niggas that love to bust. Y'all strange to us. Y'all niggas be scrambling, gambling. Up restaurants with mandolins and violins. We just sitting here trying to win, trying not to sin. Half weed and lots of gin. And y'all know how the rest of it goes. Said Biggie went and collabed with Bone Thugs and Harmony, who are notorious for their very speedy raps. And he did the exact same type of flow, very fast, and unlike what he would normally do, and just demolish that fucking song. So that's my number one.
That's a good list.
All right, moving on to the honorable mentions.
All right.
So who would be technically the number 6 spot, but our honorable mention who didn't make the top 5?
So my honorable mention is none other than the masterful, fantastical Pusha T.
I'm mad that you used masterful and fantastical when describing Pusha T. But go on. What song, what verse?
So this is a feature that he did. He kills most of his features. And it's it's a song he did with this rapper named Belly.
Okay.
He comes in the end, he's a third verse. And it's the wordplay he does with his NBA player's name.
Okay.
Poppy sold me a brick and taught me the cha-cha. Godfather Part 3, I'm Joey Zaza, Akuna Matata. The jeweler don't bother when he knows the vet's golden and holding his Iguodala's. Woo!
Okay.
So Iguodala is an NBA player, and the way he played that into the verse and everything, holds his Iguodala's. His name's Iguodala, dollar. You get it? Yeah, you got it. Good.
Yeah, we know how rhymes work.
So, but that verse is just.
So my honorable mention could be in anybody's top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, if we were doing a list of our verses, but it didn't have the exact same impact as the rest of the ones that I picked. But it's The Roots, The Next Movement, Black Thought's first verse, but it's sort of the pinnacle of that 90s hip hop style. Mm-hmm. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's how we usually start. Once again, it's the thought. The Dalai Lama on the mic, the Prime Minister thought. This is directed to whoever listening range. The whole state of things in the world about to change. And he just goes in with just that classic sort of hip hop flow. And it just really is the pinnacle of that 90s hip hop style. And it is a very beautiful video. So if anybody hasn't seen that video, check it out. It's a great video.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, the Roots versus Wu-Tang in the versus battle.
You can't really do that because the Roots only had one rapper.
You right, in my bad.
Black Thought was the only rapper in the Roots.
You right. It's too many rappers in Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Said, and the Roots had the rest of the band, Questlove and everybody else, but the only rapper was Black Thought.
He definitely holds something.
Oh yeah. And so he is well respected as one of the best technical lyricists in the game, alive or dead. So
we will, again, like I said, we will probably do a part 2 to this, because please, in the comments, tell us what your favorite rappers, your favorite rappers' verses are, and we'll compare notes and things like that. And we probably gonna get some pushback and say, why you ain't say Lil Wayne? Why you ain't say Jay-Z? Dr. Dre?
I know specifically somebody who was gonna tell me why I didn't say Lil Wayne. Joseph.
So, I mean, we can definitely do this again. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you like my list better than Stefan's, you like Stefan's list better than mine,
Said, and as always, this will always be, the list will be in the description, as well as links to each and every one of the songs that we mentioned in our list.
Right.
So that people can go in and check them out. Y'all can determine whether or not we full of shit.
I wish a motherfucker would. my list damn near airtight.
Well, I'll be the first one in the comments to say it's full of shit. Just because you wish a motherfucker would.
Oh, go ahead. We got another time and opportunity.
All right, so that's the show.
Tell them where you can find us at stuff on.
So as always, you can check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Peace out.
Peace.